beat Justin Gaethje, which he is, I believe, currently around a 2-1 favorite to do so.
He is?
Yeah, a little surprising there.
That's fascinating. It's not like I think Paddy should be some ginormous underdog. But that number being so far the other way does surprise me. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it does. Then I look at the stuff on Justin's side. I don't know if you saw that thing about the ingrown hair, the staph infection. That's one thing. Trevor Whitman just did an interview with Brett Okamoto at ESPN, basically saying like, this is it for us. If we don't win this, we're not sticking around for money fight. I kind of worry for where Justin Gaethje's mind is at, because he was going to hold out and retire if he didn't get a fight like this either.
I just think Justin is so experienced, so violent. He brings an element that none of Paddy's past opponents has had. That being said, there are times where, I think there'd be a lot of opportunities for Paddy to get a submission. So that's what makes it a compelling.
So Paddy Pimblett just dropped a bombshell that's got everyone talking. He straight up said that the striker he trains with in the gym is legitimately better than Justin Gaethje. That one statement has sent shockwaves through the combat sports world and cranked up the excitement for what's already being called one of this year's biggest fights.
Yeah. There's the blueprint there to beat him. Max done it. Everyone underestimates my strike and everyone thinks I'm just going to come in and I'm going to take him down, and I'm not. He had an absolute war with Chandler and I picked Chandler up. I don't wrestle like a normal person. I don't shoot, take double legs and single legs and wrestle like a normal person does. I do everything differently. I'm not normal. He's not going to be able to get a sparring partner in what grapples like me or strikes like me, because I'm a weirdo. I'm honest, pal, and I'm very awkward. You can't really get a sparring partner in to do me because I'm so awkward.
This fighter has been walking around camp with unshakable confidence, even dropping hints that he's expecting to put Gaethje to sleep. There's this quiet certainty about him, not the usual loudmouth antics. That rock-solid belief didn't come out of thin air, though. He's been grinding it out with a training partner he considers absolutely elite when it comes to stand-up game. We're talking about Luke Riley, the same guy who made jaws drop late last year when he brutally finished his opponent in his UFC debut during round 2. Pimblett was practically jumping out of his skin after watching that performance, and that excitement hasn't faded one bit as they continue working together, the way Pimblett sees it. All those rounds of trading leather with Riley have him feeling completely relaxed about facing Gaethje, which has a lot of people scratching their heads.
Gaethje fan prior to any thought of fighting him?
I am a Justin Gaethje fan, I am. Yeah. And anyone who is an MMA fan and isn't a Justin Gaethje fan isn't an MMA fan. Like, I always say, he's your favourite fighter's favourite fighter. He's one of my favourite fighters, one of the best fighters that you can watch. And the fact that I'm now getting in there against him is what dreams are made of.
For Pimblett, this confidence boils down to one simple thing. He's convinced that Riley has way more polished and technical striking than the guy he's about to fight for the interim belt. All those sparring rounds have him believing that if he can handle Riley in the gym, then he can bring that exact same energy into the cage when fight night arrives. Riley represents something special to him, a pure striker whose foundation runs deep. Riley's journey started in Thailand, where he began learning Muay Thai as just a kid. While Gaethje was grinding on wrestling mats growing up, Riley was already mastering the art of striking and later added amateur boxing to his arsenal. That fundamental difference means everything to Pimblett. It explains why Riley looks so smooth and deadly on his feet, and why he thinks everyone will start recognizing that talent real soon. The way Pimblett puts it, Riley is like looking in a mirror of his own journey, except with striking at warp speed.
But I just feel like there's a lot of ulterior factors that people aren't considering other than just his recent win over Dan Hooker. I know he's a top contender, but there's a whole lot that he's done wrong before, and this is the big Paramount debut.
And lad, people are saying like Justin Gaethje, he's older than that lad. He's 2 years older than Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker couldn't grapple a puck off his mark. I don't know.
Okay, strong statements about Dan Hooker there. We're in fight mode here.
With the fight approaching fast, most of the chatter has been centered around Pimblett's ground game. Fight fans everywhere see his submission skills and slick scrambling as the key that could completely swing this whole thing his way. Meanwhile, Justin Gaethje's professional track record speaks volumes. The man has already shared the cage with absolute legends like Khabib Nurmagomedov, Dustin Poirier, and Max Holloway. He's built his name as one of the grittiest and most battle-tested lightweights walking the planet. Even with that experience advantage staring him down, Pimblett truly thinks his unconventional approach could creates serious headaches for Gaethje's preparation. He calls his style weird and impossible to predict, whether it's grappling or striking. Rather than going for conventional takedowns, Justin Gaethje faces something completely different.
Sum all that up for us. Justin Gaethje has good wrestling. He uses it very well defensively.
I don't wrestle like a normal person. I don't shoot double legs and single legs and wrestle like a normal person does. I do everything differently. I'm not normal. He's not going to be able to get a sparring partner in what grapples like me or strikes like me because I'm a weirdo.
He did call your style awkward, actually.
I'm on a spar and I'm very awkward. You can't really get a sparring partner in to do me because I'm so awkward. I'm looking forward to fighting him. As I say, he's a legend. He's someone I've always loved watching. So to get the chance to actually get in the cage and fight with him is unbelievable. Like, I can't wait to have Justin Gaethje on my resume. It's going to be something that'll last forever, you know what I mean? It'll be part of my legacy and I'm looking forward to it. I just hope he doesn't retire once he...
This sense of being one of a kind only strengthens Pimblett's belief that Gaethje won't be able to find his rhythm. He sees himself as someone who breaks the mold, and that unpredictability becomes his weapon throughout every moment of the fight. Being labeled as strange is actually music to his ears, since it forces opponents to react rather than execute their game plan. Gaethje isn't walking in blind though. During his camp, he's been grinding with rising lightweight prospect Siem. The plan is for Siem to help him get used to Pimblett's tempo and movement patterns. It's a smart tactical decision designed to close the gap and take away the surprise element that Pimblett counts on so heavily.
Scousers don't get knocked out.
I'm a Scouser. We don't get knocked out.
What do you say to that?
Yeah, we'll see. I will try to test that theory.
Have you allowed yourself to think ahead to once you win, if you get the win, Ilya?
Nope, I've said it before, I don't ever plan on being alive after the fight, so if that's how it ends, that's how it is.
While Pimblett talks about his preparation with confidence, Gaethje has taken on a much more serious and intense approach when discussing this matchup. He's flat out said he's leaving everything in there, even suggesting he doesn't plan on walking out of that cage. This mentality captures the do-or-die approach that's defined his entire career. The stakes couldn't be higher with an interim lightweight championship on the line at UFC 3034 in Las Vegas. This interim title came into play after Capriya had to step away for personal matters. For Gaethje, this opportunity carries serious historical weight. A win would make him the first fighter ever to capture an interim belt twice, highlighting both his determination and the wild ups and downs his career has experienced.
He's the win for Justin Gaethje. We all know Justin Gaethje. I know personally his calf kick is devastating and changes the tide of every single fight. So on a guy like Paddy Pimblett, this might even be the size difference. Paddy is going to be damn near 200 pounds the night of the fight. I don't think it's going to be this drastic. Will's probably about, what, 220? About 220. And right now I'm probably 200, so that's a 20-pound difference. But I think the keys to Justin's victory, it's one of the main keys, is being able to use this calf kick effectively. So if me and Will are lined up here, the main thing I want Justin to be able to do is I want him to be able to jab and slap and put Paddy Pimblett, put his weight on this leg. I want him to constantly be putting his weight on this leg. So he's going to do that by cutting off this side, jab, slap, and before Paddy could even step, bombing that leg kick there. And if you look, Paddy was doing a great job doing the calf kick against Mike Chandler. He was doing a great job kicking, so he's probably going to return it. But I think in general, if Justin is able to keep bombing this leg kick, I think it's really going to shut Paddy down and be able to nullify a lot of his attacks. You might start seeing him limp. You might start seeing the switch stances. From there, Justin can use the speed of his hands and use his boxing. I think it's much better than Paddy's. I think he's faster, and I think he's cleaner on the inside. I think this calf kick's going to be one of the main things to be able to beat Paddy in this fight.
At this same event, other fighters in the division are keeping close watch. Arman Tsarukyan has been crystal clear that he's rooting for Gaethje to get the victory, believing it would give him an easier path forward. He suggested that Gaethje would be more open to fighting him, whereas Pimblett might try to duck that matchup.
Gaethje is fighting Paddy Pimblett coming up. Who do you favor?
I want Justin to beat Paddy. Yeah. Because that Justin he's gonna fight with me, but Paddy, if Paddy wins, he's gonna try to avoid me and trying not to fight me because he's not man like
Even Michael Chandler, who has history with both fighters, has weighed in with his thoughts. After getting stopped by Pimblett back in April 2025, Chandler admitted that the Brit has more talent than people give him credit for. But when pushed for a firm prediction, Chandler leans toward Gachi, pointing to his experience and well-rounded skill set. In Chandler's view, Gachi presents a completely different type of test, something Pimblett hasn't faced before. Chandler has also shared his thoughts about what comes next, suggesting that Gachi could eventually unify the belts by taking on Topuria down the road, while also giving props to Topuria's abilities.
Oh man, more skilled, more experienced, I think better fighter all around, Justin Gaethje. But I also have been on record and said that Paddy Pimblett is better than a lot of people think he is. You know, because of his haircut and the way he talks, and when I fought him, he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. He's got long reach, good kicks, pretty darn patient and composed in there, but Gaethje's a whole different animal. So if I had to bet, I'd go Justin Gaethje, interim champion, and then he beats Ilia Topuria later on this year.
Faber has echoed similar sentiments when breaking down this matchup. He sees Gachi as someone who thrives in wild exchanges and isn't afraid to throw down. While he acknowledges Pimblett's dangerous grappling abilities, Faber believes Gachi's Division I wrestling background gives him the tools to survive on the ground and steer the fight back to the feet where he wants it.
Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje, who do you favor in that fight?
I gotta go with Gaethje. I feel like he's the one that loves to like get down and throw fist for fist, and he's also got the Division I wrestling to negate some of the biggest skill sets of Paddy. Paddy's like a very dominant grappler when it comes to submissions. I think Gaethje has the tools to keep it where he wants it.
Looking at both fighters has offered a different perspective. He suggested that hunger might be the deciding factor here. The way he sees it, Gachi's complicated history with interim belts and missed championship opportunities might weigh him down, while Pimblett's desire for his first title could push him over the edge. Ferguson views both guys as beatable, but he's leaning toward the motivation of someone chasing their first big break.
Not bad, dude. Paddy's not bad. He's very beatable, and Gaethje's very beatable as well. But when it goes into the passion, and how upsetting Justin Gaethje has always been about not getting that real title shot, and they just keep dangling it right there again. Paddy's in for a new treat, right? Paddy's the one that's never fought for a belt. He's going in there. He's going to be trying to get that stuff. He's going to feel a little bit more fresher. He's going to have that little bit of excitedness in mind.
As UFC 344 gets closer, the storyline keeps evolving and building momentum. Pimblett's bold claim about his training partner's striking ability has added another layer to what was already a fascinating matchup. Gachi's warrior mentality contrasts perfectly with Pimblett's relaxed confidence, and the rest of the division is watching closely to see who emerges to eventually face Pereira when he returns. No matter how this plays out, the interim lightweight title fight at UFC 344 promises to be an epic collision of different styles, personalities, and ambitions that will reshape the entire division.